Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here with our weekly energy reading for the week of July 3rd, 2025. Again, as a reminder, this is for entertainment purposes only. And if you could please like, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it because of course it helps the channel. This week I am using one of my most favorite decks, the Akashic Tarot by Sharon and Klingler and Sandra and Taylor. I'm pulling a clarifying card using the Archetype cards by Myss, and then doing a 3-card pick with the Starry Beginnings cards by Cassi White. So let's get started here. I am shuffling these cards. This is for the week of July 3rd, 2025. Again, the Akashic Tarot deck. I love this deck. I try not to use it every Thursday for our weekly energy read, but I just love it. And I just am looking, I just want to get a weekly energy reading. Of course, for all of us, this is a general reading. It is a general reading. And, just seeing, what might be coming up for us in the next week or the next few weeks. And if by chance you come across this recording, this recording at some other time, it may be relevant and it may not be. And if you find that the reading is not relevant, you know what? No worries. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. And if it does, it might give you some insight. So here we go. I am pulling some cards. Let's see what we might... I've gotten the one card here we've seen a couple of times, which is interesting. And I think that when you see it, I think it really does, kind of gives some insight on what we I think are feeling as a collective. But maybe not, but I think it does. So anyway, so let's see. Oh, this card fell out. We're going to take this card. And I love that. So first cards that we get, the 4 of Roses, and this says Views of the Ego. The second card, 6 of Scrolls, The Sands of Time. And then the 4 of Scrolls. And this card we've gotten quite a bit. The Karmic Trench, not quite a bit, but we've gotten it a couple of times in the past. For the clarifying card, we got Mentor. So let's see what this all means. As you know, we kind of do a deep dive into each card and then see how this all kind of fits together. So the 4 of Roses, and it says Views of the Ego. 3 people stand together before a full-length mirror. The man in the center gazes keenly at himself, and it seems his reflection is looking back with a superior air. He is the sole reflection to be seen in the mirror. This card shows that there may be a thoughtless, selfish person in your life, whether in a love, friendship, family, or business relationship. This person is self-absorbed and makes plans only in terms of how they affect him or her. You may have lingered too long, repeatedly giving to this person, even though you haven't received much in return. You've tolerated this dismissiveness because you've kept hoping things would get better, or perhaps you were too afraid to step away. You are called now to be aware. This person is unlikely to change, and you may be delaying the inevitable. Take an honest look in your mirror and see how staying in this relationship affects your future. All right, there we go. Then we have the 6 of Scrolls, which says The Sands of Time. Let's see what we get for that. 6 of Scrolls. And if you hear that meowing, that's my cat, Pete. She's telling us that she's getting ready to take her nap. She, relaxing. 6 of Scrolls. The sun has begun to set low on the western horizon, but it's still visible through the window of a beautiful castle room. A man is focused with concern on a large hourglass that has almost run out. He rolls up his sleeves, ready to get back to work. This card shows that, in some matter of importance, time is of the essence. There could be an opportunity that you don't want to miss. It may be a project, situation, or personal connection that requires action or even completion. You might have had some delays, or you may have been highly active and industrious for some time. Either way, keep going. Oh, here we go. I can't flip the page fast enough because I'm getting like, oh, your focus and effort I love this. Your focus and effort are still required in order to get to the end game. Don't let worry steer you away from your goal. There is more yet to do, so don't give up. Okay, there we go. And then we have the 4 of Scrolls. And this says, the karmic trench. In a field meant to be planted, a man, dirty from his efforts, stands knee-deep inside a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self-defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You return to this life with the intention of breaking this karmic pattern, but you got pulled into old thought patterns and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. Very interesting. Okay, and then we have, with the archetype cards, we have mentor. And it says, light attribute, it says, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. For shadow attribute, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. Master, counselor, tutor, see also teacher, but mentor. Based on the character in the Odyssey to whom Odysseus entrusted the care of his house and the education of his son. Trusted teacher and guide in many forms of art, business, and spiritual practice. Passes on wisdom and refines the student's character. Shadow mentor is more concerned with imposing control than imparting wisdom and doesn't allow the student to move on to the role of master. Ask yourself if you've shown a lifelong pattern of taking individual students under your wing and guiding many aspects of their lives. So this is a very interesting reading for this week, I believe. So we're sitting here, many of us may be, and I can probably be this, I don't want to say this as a personal reading for me, but I can certainly say how this applies to me. Certainly have some people in my life that I probably could probably have them a little bit less involved in my life, or let me put it to you this way, the way I'm looking at it, just as it would apply to me, and it might apply to some of you too. Just not relying on them so much. You know what? Just letting them go, doing my own thing. You know, when I do what I want to do when I look at what do I want to do with my heart, in my heart, the direction I want to go in my heart as I move forward in life, my external world changes when I follow what my internal world wants, right? What I create internally, what I want. My external world, I have found, will rearrange itself to accommodate my internal like wishes, like what I want, as long as it's in love and kindness, right? So getting rid of these people, you know, putting my boundaries up, not in a mean way, you know, but just cutting them out, giving, like, you know, having the boundaries. And I have found that when I just step up and this is how I want things to be done, this is how my path forward is going to go. My external world tends to rearrange itself to accommodate what I want, how I want to move forward. So maybe some of us need to, you know, keep in mind there may be some people, some situations that we need to step away from, make ourselves a little bit less available from. And then we have the signs of time. Time is kind of, I don't want to say time is running out, but keeping an available, you know, when are we sick? When do we get sick and tired of being sick and tired is what I'm hearing. You know, we can keep in this constant like spiral of what are, you know, okay, yeah, I have a to-do list. I have to be with these people. I have to do certain things. But when do you get to being sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? You're on that wheel that just keeps going around, you know, that wheel that keeps spinning. Yeah. I'm gonna just keep focused on my to-do list, same days, you know, different days, same stuff, right? Same crap, but different day. when do we say it's time to, what do I want? What do I want to do internally? Letting that external world rearrange itself around my schedule, what I want, right? We can do this. I mean, really, folks, we can do this, my friends, to a certain degree. I know it's not all going to change like this, but we can do this. We can start to say, I want different things in my life. I want to move up to a different level. I want to change. And then this karmic trench, I want to get out of this karmic trench. This card has come up in the last year a few times. Dig deeper into that to-do list and into with those people that I don't want to be with, or start saying, yeah, I don't have time for those people. I don't have time for that situation. You know, I do need to look elsewhere. Even if I just go within and just divorce myself with some people, some things, I'm just not available. I might not be doing anything but sitting in my chair meditating. That's what I may be replacing that with, but I'm not going to keep doing certain things with certain people at certain time. Whatever it is, we all know what that to-do list is. We all know what is holding us back, right? And we all think, well, you know, I can't change right now, or I'm not ready. And I'm always like, well, you only know when you're ready. You know, I think for most of us, this message keeps coming up for me when I do readings for all of us. Okay, when I do these readings, these general readings, this message is coming up over and over again. In 2025, I think it's time. It's really beginning to be time. Do we look at this? Do we follow this ego, you know, pattern of people, of friends, of family, of people that we're like, it's just really not my path? Or do we start, you know, time is running out in a sense. It is time, not that time is running out, but I think it's more of a message of it is time for all of us to find our individual path. What is our path? We are all of the divine. We are all, you know, divinity. We are of the divine, and we are here to really forge our own path of creativity, and we are our own path of creation and creativity to move forward, to stop digging ourselves deeper. There's all these other, you know, there's so much here that we can harvest, and we can move forward and have fun and enjoy ourselves. And when we're having fun and enjoying ourselves, we don't have to feel bad about that. And we don't have to, you know, always feel like we have to feel like guilty because we're having fun and enjoying ourselves, or we're following our path, or we're claiming time for ourselves to do what we want to do creatively to move forward. I get this message. I feel 2025 is just a big year for all of us to move forward, and I get this message constantly. And then mentor. Maybe we find a mentor this year, right? That helps us, but we make sure that it is a mentor that helps us. Or maybe we become a mentor, or we are a mentor to people that even just, sometimes you don't even know someone's looking at you and saying, you know what, that person has it all, or that person is doing it the right way, or that person's doing, they look happy. I may not want to have their happiness as they define it, but what are they doing? They seem to like have it together. They seem to be happy. What are they doing? Oh, they're following their drummer. They're following their creativity. So keeping that in mind, and you know what? Allowing people to move forward. You know, that's another thing too. Sometimes change is hard even for me, because I see people change and I don't want them to leave my bubble, because I do love them, but they're changing. They're moving forward in their lives too, in their way. Hey, I do love them, and we love each other. They're moving forward. They're in their lives. They're doing other things. So you know what? The relationship changes, but the relationship doesn't have to go away. You know, so in that way, sometimes it's like, oh man, this is a good relationship, but I don't want it to leave, but it's changing. So also accepting things like that and moving forward. So, you know, this week, I just feel like it's a message of, I just keep getting, we are all, it's like this heart mind resonance, finding out, having that inner, getting really deep in our souls. What do we want? What does our heart, what makes our heart sing? And when we know what makes our heart sing, we define it, we take the time to figure that out. Our inner world, then, we let that start to work out into our external world, and our external world rearranges itself to accommodate our inner world. And I just think that we need to just keep that in mind, my friends. That's the message that I'm getting for this week. All right, now we have our 3-card pick with our Starry Beginnings. It's guided messages from the stars, it says. So this is the Starry Beginnings Oracle cards deck. And again, guided messages from the stars. So think about what message you might be looking for. And again, it might resonate, it might not. So let me shuffle these cards up. I'll pull some cards here. Let's see what we get. Oh my goodness, one more shuffle. That's it. All right. All right, here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you. If you picked card 1, this is a 31, which is 4, which is a nice strong foundation. And it says, embrace the dark. Shine your true light upon this earth. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Embrace the dark, but shine your true light. Embrace it. Say, yeah, I get the darkness, but you know what? I'm going to shine my true light, right? I love that. If you're ready to move forward, you got that 31 to 4 strong foundation. If you just be who you are and shine that beautiful light, that's your foundation. That's the strong foundation. All right, if you picked card 3, 39, that's a 12. Very, spiritual number 3. Spend time on you, and it says balance yourself, right? Balance yourself. Spend time on you. It might really be time to do some meditation, get the spa day, whatever. Or just relax. Just cut everything off your schedule. Take a day off from work. Enjoy some beautiful weather one day when it's a nice day out. Just, play hooky, go out and relax and enjoy yourself. And if you picked card 3, you got a 6, which is really focusing on home and that. And this is 15, again, a 6. And if you pick card 3, let it out, let it flow. Open up the heart to feel. Let it out, let it flow. If you're holding things in, then maybe, I just heard like toxic. If you need to have a good cry, have a good cry. If you need to have a good laugh, have a good laugh. You know what? Let it out, let it flow. Including what we were just talking about, your creativity, your ideas, all that beautiful inner, soul knowledge that we have. Let it out, let it go, let it flow. And again, I would be interested if anyone, has noticed that too, that when you let that inner light out, if you don't notice, your external world rearranges itself to accommodate your dreams, your joys, your internal love of what you want to do with your life. All right, my friends. As you know, on Mondays, I have my 3-card pick-a-card shorts. On Tuesdays, I have my Super Duper Girl shorts. On Wednesdays, it is my astrology tarot card readings. Today, or Thursday, my weekly energy readings and the 3-card pick. And I will see you tomorrow for my weekend energy readings with the 3-card pick. And until then, it is namaste.